Hi, welcome back. It's me again. So we are going to be doing today the Q2FY24 workshops on Rainbow Children Hospital. Yeah, let's just get down to it. You might see a delay today in uploading the videos because for God knows some reason it's taking way longer time to upload videos on X. But yeah, hopefully it gets uploaded today. I've been trying since morning, but all vain. But anyways, let's just come back and today we're going to be discussing about Rainbow Children's Medicare. First, let's just talk about the business model. As you all know, Rainbow Children's Medicare जो है, they are a hospital and they are a very niche hospital in the sense like they cover only children's healthcare in terms of like the super specialities and the other surgeries, not just the common surgeries, but mainly focused on the super specialities too, completely dedicated to children as well as the mothers. That is when you talk about gynecology and delivering of babies and everything, this is what they're mostly concentrated on, right? And they have a very good reputation when it comes to child healthcare. Okay. So overall, talking about the result just in a glance, if I have to tell, right, a result has been a bit disappointing in the sense because Rainbow over the years has been a good a very decent company growing at started, I think first they were growing at 25%, but over the years it was a bit 20 to 25% ka growth engine, right? And all was great. Company ka management is also great. But this time, as you all know, Q2 is the best quarter for hospitals, right? For any other industries, Q2 is the worst. But for hospitals, it is the best because of monsoon season. What happens? People do fall sick, and it gives a lot of volumes to, a lot of people get admitted. As a result, volumes increases, and revenue is better. Okay. But this time, you will see that the Rainbow Children's Medicare, although being the Q2 is the best quarter, it has been the most disappointing results in the entire hospital space, like absolutely disappointing, because if you see the revenue fell from 20% to 6.3%. So the revenue hardly grew by 6.3% on a year on year basis. The on a quarter on quarter basis, it was up by 15.8, although one is like the seasonal impact, that's not compared QOQ. But if you see revenue grew only 6.3%. Agar aap PAT ka bhi dekhte ho, PAT also has hardly grown by 2%, right? So overall, and overall nothing in terms of numbers, if I have to tell, nothing great. Okay? Like it has been quite disappointing. Okay? Even if I have to talk about क्या बोलते हैं, talk about the occupancies and the ARPOP, अगर आप देखते हो, there are two kinds of hospital, ठीक है, रेनबो में एक होते हैं mature hospital and एक होते हैं new hospital. Mature hospitals are these hospitals that have been operational for at least more than a year, like more than a year and about 3 years. Because as usual, like let's say when you construct a hospital, it is not possible for day one only for that hospital to fill all. Let's say if it has 100 beds, to fill 100 beds, right? Because first of all, people have to know कि like ये hospital क्या है. There has to be a level of trust. आप ही देख लो, अगर आप you have to visit a doctor if you have some kind of disease or an ailment, the first thing you'll go, either you will, right now I think you'll go to Practo and check for the reviews of the doctor, or the other best way is you will see if somebody has gone through that ailment, your close friends or group, and you will find more trust. Let's say if your friend has visited the doctor or your relative has visited the doctor, or let's say seeing a random board, right? It is not something that you go to try new doctors. So having said that, here trust becomes a critical factor. As a result, the occupancy level, like a minimum of 40% occupancy reach करने के लिए एक hospital को, it takes at least 2 to 3 years. ठीक है? So in the mature hospital, अगर आप देखते हो, for the first time you will see that the occupancy has fallen by 7%. ठीक है? और जो नया hospital है, which has been less than a year of operation, there क्या बोलते हैं, the occupancy has fallen by 12%. ठीक है? So a drastic fall, if because until now occupancy में उनको कोई भी problem नहीं था. So a drastic fall in occupancy. ARPOB जो है, which is like a value of the hospital, like I tell you, value growth, ARPOB has increased by 16% and 14%, 16% in mature hospital and 14% in new hospital. ठीक है? Now basically occupancy has been down and ARPOB is up. That is basically telling you कि like hospital में volume growth नहीं है पर value growth है. ठीक है? Which is a red flag. ठीक है? So now what is one of the reasons for this is because अगर आप देखते हो last time Q2FY24 में, आप Q2FY24 को कंपेयर करें Q1FY24 में. ठीक है? So Q1FY24 में क्या था, छोटा सा बेस था. So in relatively Q2FY24, Q2FY sorry, Q2 FY23 looked better, right? Because last year you're comparing it to even previous year. So as a result, FY23 looked well because of FY22 का base छोटा था. अभी Q2 FY24 में क्या है? Q2 FY23 का normalized base है. So as the result वो उसका एक problem है. दूसरा है कि like last year अगर आप देखते हो, people just started, like kids especially, just started going to schools, right? Everything became, they started going regularly to schools and everything. Until then, even they were caged at home because of lockdown and all the other reasons. So their immunity jo tha, it was not accustomed to go out in the environment. Okay? So as a result, their body was getting used to it. They started falling a lot more sick. Okay? And also there was a virus also in between that affected the kids, like a small, like a acute virus that you could tell that affected the kids. Okay? इस बार क्या हो, it's almost a year or 2 years after COVID. Like even अगर आप last year से इस बार भी एक साल हुआ है, and kids have been going out regularly right now, so their immunity is really adjusted to the overall outdoor environment. As a result, क्या हुआ? Usually there is always last year में क्या हुआ? Because these kids were not accustomed to the external environment, they experienced acute pneumonia. ठीक है? Because of that there was an uptick. इस बार क्या हुआ? क्योंकि everybody is out, everybody is living a healthy and happy lifestyle, that acute pneumonia नहीं था. ठीक है? As a result, इस बार वो entire high base and this this thing got completely wiped off the revenue. On top of that, क्या हुआ? Unseasonal rain था इस साल में, right? We saw a lot of rain in Q1 FY24. You could have also seen कि like क्या बोलते हैं, in FMCG businesses lost a lot of sales, especially Varun Beverages. Varun Beverages, if you see in Q1 FY24, they hardly did a 4% volume growth. क्यों? क्योंकि Q1 में rains हुआ करता था. अगर rains होगा तो कौन soft drinks पिएगा ना? Like cool drinks कोई भी नहीं पीता है. So as a result, their sales got impacted. So this time what happened? A lot of rain was in Q1 than Q2. A lot of unseasonal rains, right? Instead of usually you get a heavy rain in Q2. So because of that, rains भी नहीं हुआ, high base, and kids ka immunity also is better. As a result, the admissions or the inpatient admission jo tha, it is very, very less compared to any other period. Okay? Actually, over the history of the company, this has been the lowest admissions they have seen in August, because August is their best month. So as a result, a combination of all of the three things has resulted in the top line being in a very low or mid single digit, as you can call it. Okay? So these are all the three reasons. अगर आप देखते हो कि like you would have seen कि like ARPOB जो है that has increased and occupancy has fallen down. Now how can you can also tell value growth कैसा हो सकता है अगर volume growth ही कम हुआ? Now the reason is like पहला जो था outpatient revenue जो है, outpatient revenue का मतलब क्या है? You only consult a doctor and you go. ठीक है? You're not getting admitted in the hospital. You're not there in the hospital for more than 24 hours. ठीक है? Outpatient hospital इस quarter में 30% of the revenue था. So if it is more, like it is usually like 30% of the revenue was a lot. ठीक है? So as a result, because of that volume, like occupancy thoda घटा, because if you're just coming for consultation, if you're not getting admitted, of course occupancy will be down. ठीक है? The other reason is कि like multi speciality जो है उनका, it is hardly 16 to 18%. ठीक है? और दूसरा है कि like delivery, which is a mom giving birth to a kid. So इन दोनों में क्या हुआ था? Multi speciality 16 to 8%. Of course that अगर आप एक kid का brain tumor का organ transplant कर रहे हो, वहाँ पे the value is way more high. ठीक है? And अगर आप delivery में भी करते हो, like there also labor and maternity hospitals, वहाँ पे right, the ALOS is less, because if you have a very natural delivery, you stay for hardly 2 days in a hospital, but the cost, especially in hospitals like Rainbow, it is 5 times more than an average hospital when you talk about maternity care, right? So as a result, because of these two reasons, you will see that ALOS has come down, but ARPOB is up, right? Because delivery is also for them very margin accretive, because it is expensive compared to other hospitals, but ALOS is less, so you can keep getting more volumes and you can keep treating a lot more people here, a lot more patients. Okay? That is one of the reasons the EBITDA also has remained stable and ARPOB is high. Okay? Of course, the other than that, if you see कि like क्या बोलते हैं कि like the hospital, like see Q2 H1 is usually stronger, right? Because like I told you, Q2 is the best season. So now after this, the management doesn't how Q2 will be like, how sorry, not Q2, how H2 will be like, because जो भी था until now was because post COVID the occupancy was heightened due to various reasons. One was because of the pseudo COVID cases. The other one was because of like I told you, kids were not accustomed to the external environment, so pneumonia ho gaya, sometimes certain type of allergies, certain like viruses, like certain times there will be certain viruses, and usually falling that has completely been gone. So the hospital does not know how H2 will be. So right now they're telling कि like abhi, until now what you were seeing this last quarter at least was a little bit of COVID impact was always there, either the post impact of COVID. So right now we are still slowly getting to a normalized environment, a normal like that is the thing. The only guidance they have given is in terms of like ARPOB, like ARPOB jo hai, that that will keep increasing. One of the reason is of course that they want to move, because right now multi-speciality contributes only to 16%. They want to increase this. Of course, as this increases, ARPOB will increase multiplied. The other thing they're focusing on is international tourism, international patients. Earlier, international patient was 2%, now it is 4%. So all of these things will increase. Will increase the occupancy, but you cannot comment on the occupancy or what would be the volumes like, or what the top line could be like. The other thing is in terms of जो भी plan the capex ka, like they have in Gurgaon, in that area, right, the Gurgaon area, they have capex going on in Kolkata, whether it is that Anna Nagar in Chennai, every capex plan that has been there for the last quarter has been on time. There is nothing, how do I tell you, there is no speed break in that. अगर आप देखते हो कि like उनका IVF facility था जो LB Nagar Spoke Hospital in Hyderabad, they have launched that. Okay? They have launched in Central Hyderabad 60 beds एक है. I think that was launched in 14 November. ठीक है, in during their anniversary or something, foundational anniversary. Another 50 bed hospital is going to be established by December in Hyderabad. ठीक है. I think ongoing fiscal year में Hennur में एक project हो रहा है in Bangalore of 60 beds in one of those spoke hospital. So everything that is there, Gurgaon में भी, like I told you, the land and everything is all right. So there nothing problem. The only problem remains, like there is an uncertainty, like whatever, like to wrap it off, with Rainbow there remains a certain level of uncertainty कि like H2 कैसा होगा, right? Like I told you, because whatever we've seen is just a COVID and post-COVID impact, and H2 is something to watch out for, to see if this growth comebacks, like how they were at 20 to 25% ka growth engine, if this growth will come back or not. Because right now, say what you want, the fall in top line has been very, very, very disappointing, like absolutely disappointing. We do not also know if this is a one quarter thing and if this will get back, but looking at the management commentary, the way they told ki like, um, all of this right now until now what we were doing is just COVID ka thing. Numbers were, I think, quote unquote, the words are like the numbers were heightened due to COVID occupancy, and we are unsure about how H2 will pan out, and like they, like I told you, they do not know how H2 will be. Okay? And yeah, that is it. Having said that, other than that, the capex remains to be intact. Sorry, they will double the beds in the next 4 to 5 years. That is it. But what is the whole point of capex and everything? अगर आपका top line ही ना होगा तो, right? So, having said that, is the analysis on Rainbow Children Hospital. Rainbow Children Medicare. And yeah, I hope to see you again tomorrow. And until then, tata, bye bye.